Guys, it's week 4 of October, okay? We have learned some incredible stuff and we've learned good things about how we're supposed to do stuff. And last week, if you were paying attention, we learned something that we don't want to do. So listen up. We're going to have fun. We're going to play some games. Come join us. Let's go.
Hi, everyone. You're here and we're here. We're here together. That means that if we're all together, it is a great day. Maybe you're doing this on Sunday morning, but we're all together here. And all month we've been talking about what it means to live with integrity. What is integrity, you might ask? Well, say it with me. Integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. Good job. Then remember, we have this remember verse for this month that explains this really well. Read it with me or just say it from memory. Anyone who lives without blame walks safely, but anyone who takes a crooked path gets caught. Proverbs 10, verse 9. That's right. If we live more safely, if we have integrity, our integrity is really important to God, and we will have a more straight life and not such a crooked one. And we can choose to follow Jesus wherever he might be, and that helps us to have integrity. His way is always truthful. It's always best, and with his help and the Holy Spirit's help in our life, we can live each day in a truthful way. Let's review. Let's see where we've been focusing on all month. See it up here. Week 1, it was be truthful with your whole life. Week 2, being truthful with God keeps you close to him. And then last week, when you're not truthful, you lose trust. And this week, focus on what's true. That's what we're looking at this week. Okay, boys and girls, are we excited for what game Miss Pam has for us this week? Lead us, Miss Pam.
Welcome, everyone, to our final episode of Offstage, Drop the Act. It can be fun to wear fancy clothes and costumes and act like you're someone else, but in real life, we don't have to hide who we really are. We can drop the act and choose to live with integrity. Integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. Our remember verse for this month explains it so well. Anyone who lives without blame walks safely, but anyone who takes a crooked path will get caught. Proverbs 10:9. Integrity is really important. People need to be able to trust you. They need to know that when they're talking to you, they're talking to the real you. You're not trying to be someone you're not. After all, God made you who you are for a reason, and he thinks you're amazing. So you don't have to pretend to be anyone other than who he made you to be. You can choose to be truthful in every part of your life. Today's game is all about choosing the truthful answer, and all of you get to play. It's called Funtastic Facts. We've gathered some fun and interesting facts about our team here, Mr. Paul, Miss Karen, and me, Miss Pam. Woo. I'll tell you the fact, and you tell me if it's the person you think it is. Let's see how many you can guess correctly. Okay, let's see how well you know your leaders. Our first fact is, this person talked with Shaquille O'Neal about his shoe size. Do you think this fantastic fact is true about Mr. Paul? Miss Karen, or me, Miss Pam? If you guessed Miss Karen, you're right. Let's do a few more. This person refuses to eat any seafood ever. Is it Mr. Paul, Miss Karen, or me, Miss Pam? It's me. Oh, I don't like any kind of fish or seafood. Give me the land food. I'll take a cheeseburger any day. All right, here's another one. This person walked 1 mile on the railroad tracks to and from school every day. Was it Mr. Paul, Miss Karen, or me, Miss Pam? If you guessed Mr. Paul, you were right. Good job. All right, here's another one. This person owned 2 guinea pigs, 1 rabbit, 4 cats, and 5 dogs in the last 20 years. Is it Mr. Paul, Miss Karen, or me? That was me. I'm a pet lover, what can I say? We practically have a zoo at our house. Of course, if you've heard Miss Karen talk, you know she has one at her house too. Okay, here's another one. This person's favorite ice cream is habanero blackberry. Spicy and sweet at the same time. Mr. Paul, Miss Karen, or me? If you guessed Mr. Paul, you're right. What a crazy flavor. I think I need to try it sometime. Okay, here's the last one. This person has been to Disneyland in Paris, France. How cool is that? Mr. Paul, Miss Karen, or me? If you guessed Miss Karen, you were right. Vive la France, Miss Karen. All right, that was fun. It's kind of tough to choose the truth with some of those fantastic facts, but you did a great job. There are so many fantastic facts about God. He is holy. He is good. He is loving and kind. I can think of so many more, which is why we choose to worship him. So here comes Mr. Paul to lead us.
Boys and girls, are you excited to now take this time to worship God, to give him worth, to sing a couple of songs, giving him worth? I'm so excited to worship God with all of you. God is so good to us. Just like our basic truth says, say it with me, we can trust him no matter what. Let's lift our voices. Maybe it's clap your hands. Give our hearts to God as we put our trust in him. So let's sing this month's theme song all together. Jesus, I will trust you.
Before the day I took a breath, you had a plan for my every step. You promised to always be by my side. I believe that you are the way, you are the truth, you are the light. So I sing this to you. You keep your promises every day. I will believe in everything that you say. Yeah, in the dark I know you're making a way. Jesus, I will trust you. You're always good at everything that you do, and I know everything that you say is true. And every moment you are leading me through. Jesus, I will trust you. I wanna be honest and true and do what's right the way you do. You're teaching me to take a stand and live for you, 'cause I believe that you are the way, you are the truth, you are the light. So I sing this to you. You keep your promises every day. I will believe in everything that you say. Yeah, in the dark I know you're making a way. Jesus, I will trust you. You're always good at everything that you do, truth. You are the life, so I sing this to you. You keep your promises every day. I will believe in everything that you say. Yeah, in the dark I know you're making a way. Jesus, I will trust you. You're always good in everything that you do, and I know everything that you say is true. And every moment you are leading me through. Jesus, I will trust you.
Oh, boys and girls, don't ever forget that you can trust in God. His love is a sure thing, 100%. He is always good. He never changes. I love these words from James chapter 1, verse 17. Read along with me. Every good and perfect gift is from God. This kind of gift comes down from the Father who created the heavenly lights. These lights create shadows that move, but the Father does not change like these shadows. Have you ever noticed in the fall what happens? Everything's changing. The leaves outside are changing color. The weather is changing, isn't it? Did you see lightning and hear the thunder this past week? Did you know that God does not change like the seasons? He does not change like the weather. And we see these changes all around us, but He never changes. God's love for us is solid, always there, never changing. He loves us so much that He sent Jesus into the world to be our Savior. And as you sing these words today, choose to trust Jesus to show you who you are to Him. And so these words are great. The song's called Who You Say I Am, and it's really talking to God. It's who you say I am. Let's do this song together.
Who am I that the highest king would welcome me? I was lost, but He brought me in. Oh, His love for me. Oh, His love for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last, He has ransomed me. His grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, He died for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child There's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am.
Hi, everybody. It's been so much fun talking about integrity this month. Which is our basic life app this month is integrity, choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and also whatever you do, which ties into our basic truth is I need to make the wise choice. And sometimes it's hard. We really need to think about making the wise choice. We've looked at some good examples on how to have integrity. And last week we saw an example of exactly what not to do. So this week we're going to take a look at a really important verse from the book of Philippians. And that is in our Bible story, which is called Always on My Mind. So I want you to think about these things. In Philippians 4, verse 8, Philippians said, like many of the books in the New Testament, was written by a man named Paul. Sometime after Jesus had died and then ascended to heaven, Paul went around telling people about Jesus. He started lots of churches across Asia and Europe during that time. He would go into a new town, so excited to share God's story with them and Jesus' story and tell people, and they would start a new church. And he'd stick around till when there was just enough believers to get the church going, and then he would move on to another city and then tell them about Jesus and share Jesus' love. So Paul knew what our bottom line is. Focus on what is true. So the book of Philippians was a letter Paul wrote to the church in the city of Philippi. He actually wrote the letter while he was in prison. He hadn't done anything wrong, but he had been arrested for telling people about Jesus. This is where we're going to start our story today. So listen up. I need you to pay attention. Prepare your heart, for we all know that God has something very special for each and every one of us to hear today. So you guys ready? Here we go.
This isn't gonna work. I'm gonna do really bad today. I'm gonna forget what I have to say. I might as well just give up. Hi, I'm Graham, and I'm going to fail. Sorry, but I'm just trying to be honest. I'm trying to have integrity. Integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. And the truth is, the speech I have to give later today is going to go badly. I am supposed to talk to a bunch of strangers about different kinds of masks, but every time I give a speech, I get so nervous that everything I want to say comes out wrong. I don't know if this happens to you, but I keep hearing these voices in my head. You're not very good at talking to people.
When you tell jokes, they stink.
Other people are way better at this than you. The more I listen to these voices, the more I believe them. So it's probably better if I don't even do the speech today. Can't mess up if I don't try, right? That way you won't be embarrassed. Good point, teddy bear voice. So in today's story, we're learning about how to control what you think. Like that would be helpful. Wait, would that be helpful?
No. I mean, nay.
Aw, thanks for being honest, weird horse voice. I knew I could count on you.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 8.
Horatio liked to keep track of things in his head. 5 kinds of cereal in the cabinet. 17 braids on his sister Nala's head. 2 voicemail messages left on his parents' landline phone.
Seriously, Mom? You are so stuck in the 1990s.
Horatio was especially good at keeping track of things that went wrong.
Number 1, we're out of chocolate frosted sugar bomb cereal.
Horatio's mother did not always appreciate his lists.
I did not buy that. Your dad bought that.
Number 2, it is freezing in here.
Put on a sweater.
Number 3, Miss Watson is making us do a group project and they are the worst because everyone else drags me down.
Horatio, can you please focus on something positive for once?
Just keeping it real.
Oh, I know about positive stuff. Miss Christie told us.
Horatio's little sister Nala began rummaging around in the stacks of random paper on the counter.
There is nothing positive about this morning, and I'm positive about that.
Nala pulled out a scribbled-on handout and waved it triumphantly.
Philippians 4:8.
Do not read me a coloring sheet.
Finally, my brothers and sisters, always think about what is true. Think about what is noble, right, and pure.
Mom, make her stop bugging me.
No, this is good.
Think about what is lovely and worthy of respect. If anything is excellent or worthy of praise, think about those kinds of things.
Horatio just glared and checked out the lunch that Mom had packed.
Is this strawberry jam in my sandwich? You know I only eat apricot jam.
Over the next 2 hours, Horatio counted dozens of annoying things.
Number 1, this bus stinks like dirty socks stuffed with Cheetos. Number 2, the classroom door needs some WD-40. Number 3, Miss Watson is wearing yellow, and I hate yellow. Number 4, this pencil is making a giant callus on my finger. Number 5, group projects are still the worst. Number 6, it's way too hot over here.
And to make matters worse, Miss Watson had put Tish James in charge of the group. Ugh.
So, we get to do a report on Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. I'll write the history, and Jordan, you can paint a picture, and Horatio, you research stuff about the land and animals around it.
Number 7, Tish is super bossy.
Oh, and here's a picture of the lighthouse.
Tish held up a glossy photograph and Horatio opened his mouth, ready to complain about how boring lighthouses were. But he couldn't do it. Hatteras Lighthouse, spiraling into the sunset sky, was breathtaking. He could picture walking the beach and waves crashing as the warm light glowed overhead. And Horatio couldn't help hearing an echo of his little sister's voice.
Think about what is lovely and worthy of respect.
There it was, right in front of his face. Horatio found brand new thoughts forming in his brain.
Hey, that looks really cool. That's amazing.
It was as if a switch had flipped in Horatio's head. After seeing one good thing, he started to see more. Jordan had brought in some paintings he had done.
Number 1, Jordan, you are a really great artist.
Miss Watson helped Horatio solve some tough fractions by drawing a funny sketch.
Number 2, Miss Watson is a super creative teacher.
Mom had packed homemade cookies in Horatio's lunch.
Number 3, my mom makes the best chocolate chip cookies on the planet. Who wants to share?
By the time Horatio got off the school bus,
Number 4, Mr. Rob drove us right up to our house because of the rain.
he was actually smiling. Mom met them at the door.
Hey kids, how was school?
At that moment, Nala shook out her wet umbrella all over Horatio. And for a moment, Horatio frowned. Nala braced herself.
Sorry.
Number 5, I have a closet full of dry clothes upstairs.
Nala's eyebrows shot way up.
What happened to you?
Nothing. I just realized I've got some pretty great things to focus on.
So your day went okay?
Number 6, it was positively awesome.
Horatio beamed and ran upstairs to change his wet shirt. He had a lot of brand new lists to make up in his head.
The Apostle Paul wrote, "Finally, my brothers and sisters, always think about what is true. Think about what is noble, right, and pure. Think about what is lovely and worthy of respect. If anything is excellent or worthy of praise, think about those kinds of things." You know what that means? It means you're in charge of what you think about. Maybe you can't control every single thought that enters your brain.
Think about fish. You must think about
But you can control the thoughts that you focus on. Yes, you can. Having integrity doesn't just mean you're honest with other people. It means you're honest with yourself too. And to do that, you need to try and focus on things that you know are true. Things like, God made you.
God forgives you. God loves you.
He loves you so much that he sent Jesus to die on a cross for you. And he's big enough to bring Jesus back from the dead. So he's bigger than all of the things that you and I worry about. So the one thing to remember from today is this. Focus on what's true. And if you ever feel like you can't control your thoughts, or if the voices inside seem too loud, talk to someone you trust about it. Find someone who will help you stay focused on the truth of God's amazing love for you. You know what? I'm gonna choose not to believe the voices that are telling me that I'm not any good. God made me. I am good. And then I'm going to try to give the best speech that I can. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you?
No. I mean, nope.
Yeah, I thought not. I'll see you around, everybody. I'll be thinking about you. Bye.
We're already here at launch. We're launching into doing this week's lesson all week and really living truthfully the rest of our lives. So let's take some time to think about the things that are always true, no matter what. How about the fact that God loves us? No matter what, that's true. How about He is always with us? Well, that's also always going to be true. How about He has a good plan for our lives? That is always going to be true. And how about He knows who we are better than anyone else in the world? That will always be true. He does. And He's always working in our lives. He's working and working. Even when things don't go our way, He's working to help us see how we can trust Him with our lives. And why we need to do what our bottom line says, so say it with me, focus on what's true. And what's true? God. Focus on God and all that He is and all that He embodies, which is truth. There'll be times when we have to face things that are difficult, right? So let's change our focus on what's difficult and focus on what's true and on God. Sometimes your day will get tough and you'll just need to change your focus from what's tough to who is true. Think on purpose about what's right and what's good. Pay attention to what God is doing in your life in the middle of either good times or bad times, good days or bad days. And we're really actually hoping that our Remember verse for this month will help kind of guide you on doing what's right and not what's wrong, doing what's truthful and not doing what's lies, what lies ahead. So read it with me, or just say it by memory. Anyone who lives without blame walks safely, but anyone who takes the crooked path will get caught. Proverbs 10:9. You know, even when you hide a lie from people, as I said earlier, God always knows. He will always be the one who will catch us lying. So focus on Him, even when you want to hide from Him, because He's the best source for forgiveness, cleansing, and helping us move towards being truthful and away from lies. Okay, boys and girls, I'm so excited. We have a new month starting next week, the month of November. And remember what holiday is in November. What is it? Yell it out. Thanksgiving. That's right. So here's what we are going to be looking at all month. There'll be a new backdrop behind me. It's called Shout Out. What should we shout out? Well, we should shout out that we're thankful. We will learn what it means to have gratitude, being thankful, letting others know you see how they've helped you. This will be another fun month, so we're all excited to learn these lessons with you. Boys and girls, keep well, but most important, keep following Jesus. That's right, He will help you live out our bottom line today. So say it with me, focus on what is true. Yeah, focus on Jesus and then follow Him. You'll find truth in that. Now watch this music video. It's called Straight Up. This is one you can sing along to. And after that, you can head to family life groups and talk some more with your family about what it might look like to focus on what is true. We'll see you next time, friends. Goodbye for now.
Maybe once in a while you cover up an itty bitty lie with a big fat smile. But an itty bitty lie still lie, and that's not your style. But stick to the middle of the path from mile to mile. Maybe you want it real bad, so you take it. Maybe you make the promise, but then you break it. Maybe you didn't learn the words, so you fake it. And you feel a little low. But if instead you move straight ahead, keep in your promises, you'll be living straight up. If you move too far to the side, then you're gonna get stuck. It might feel like a little lie, but it's gonna catch up. Do what you say you're gonna do, you'll be on your way up. Instead you're on your way up. You'll be living straight up. Maybe you've got a crew, and it's never gonna do the good things that good friends do. And everybody's still a good friend who sticks like glue. Cause everybody did what they said and everybody was true. Maybe you wanted it but you didn't take it. Maybe you promised and then you didn't break it. Maybe you learned the words so you didn't fake it. And now everybody knows. But if instead you move straight ahead, keeping your promises, you'll be living straight up. If you move too far to the side, then you're gonna get stuck. It might feel like a little lie, but it's gonna catch up. Do what you say you're gonna do, you'll be on your way up. Instead you're on your way up. You'll be living straight up. If you move too far to the side, then you're gonna get stuck. It might feel like a little lie, but it's gonna catch up. Do what you say you're gonna do, you'll be on your way up. Instead you're on your way up. You can choose to be true, not just to everybody else, but true to you. You can choose to be true, not just to everybody else, but true to you. True to you.